What if I told you that she'll never feel the weight of losing you unless you do something she never expected? You're in pain, replaying every moment, every word, every mistake. You wonder if she thinks about you, if she misses you, if she regrets walking away. But here's the truth. She doesn't. Not yet. Because regret doesn't come from your silence. It doesn't come from vanishing. It comes when you rise. When you become a version of yourself so grounded, so powerful, so untouchable, that she realizes too late what she walked away from. The breakup didn't break you. It revealed you. Right now, you stand at a defining moment. You can continue down the path of waiting and hoping, or you can take the step that changes everything. Regret is never given. It's earned through transformation. If you're ready to flip the script, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I control my emotions, not my past. Let's get started. Number 1. The void principle. Let her feel the silence. Right now, you're probably obsessing over what she's thinking. You wonder if she misses you, if she checks your profile, if she even cares that you're gone. The urge to reach out, to explain yourself, or to accidentally show up in her orbit is tempting. But each time you act on that impulse, you hand her power. You confirm that she still matters more than your self-respect. This is where most men fail. They confuse reaction with strength. The Stoics, however, knew better. True power lies in restraint. The void principle isn't about petty silence or passive aggression. It's about strategic withdrawal. By cutting off all communication and removing yourself from her emotional radar, you create a space she's not used to. That space is the void. It's uncomfortable for her because it breaks the emotional rhythm. She expected longing, maybe begging, or at least curiosity, but instead you vanish. No contact, no reaction, no sign of pursuit. This isn't about ignoring her out of spite. It's about giving yourself the peace and focus to heal and rebuild. This void is not meant to lure her back. It's designed to bring you back to yourself. Each time you feel the urge to check her page or reread old messages, use that as a trigger to redirect energy inward. Work out, meditate, start a new habit, build something. Let your absence be more than a gap. Let it be a void filled with your growth. The Stoics believed that we suffer more in imagination than in reality, and they were right. Your suffering doesn't come from her silence, it comes from your resistance to embracing your own. The psychological effect of true silence is powerful. As days pass and she hears nothing, sees nothing, feels nothing from you, a shift begins. Doubt creeps in. Why isn't he checking in? Is he over me? Did I make a mistake? The less you do, the more she wonders. But that's not the point. The point is, you're no longer orbiting her. You've recentered yourself. She might reach out, she might not. It doesn't matter. Because by the time she feels the void, you're already becoming someone she never expected. The man who doesn't break, doesn't chase, and doesn't need closure to move forward. You are the void, not empty, but full of potential she can no longer touch. Now, comment below. I control my mind. No one else does. Number 2. The transformation mindset. Become the man she thought didn't exist. She left because she believed there was something or someone better. Maybe she didn't say it directly, but deep down, that's what she was thinking. The silent message was clear. You weren't enough. That thought burns. It lingers in your chest like a weight you can't shake off. And it's tempting to want to prove her wrong, to make her regret ever doubting you. But if you chase her validation, you've already lost. Stoicism teaches that you never seek value from the outside, you create it within. So instead of proving her wrong, focus on proving yourself right. This pain you're feeling right now, it's your fuel. Imagine a blade in the fire. Every degree of heat shapes, refines, and makes it stronger. Your heartbreak is that fire. Use it. Let it push you to train harder, think sharper, speak more clearly, and walk more confidently. Not for her attention, not to be admired, but because you owe it to yourself to become the man you were meant to be. The Stoics would say that adversity is not an obstacle but a path. Did she doubt you? Let that doubt become your discipline. Your actions must be quiet, consistent, and ruthless. Wake up earlier, lift heavier, read deeper, build silently. Don't post quotes, don't flaunt progress. You're not trying to get noticed, you're trying to become undeniable. The version of you she left behind will be unrecognizable when you're done. You're not building revenge, you're building a legacy. And legacy doesn't beg, it evolves. As you level up, a shift happens. She starts watching again, curious, uncertain. She might hear about you through others, she might stumble onto your new life, but what she sees will hit her harder than any message ever could. A man who doesn't flinch, doesn't look back, and doesn't need her to validate his worth. That's power, that's attraction. Not neediness disguised as confidence, but quiet control born from transformation. This psychological shift is undeniable. When a woman sees that the man she thought she outgrew has become irreplaceable, it shakes her. But by then, you've already moved on from wanting her back. Because in your growth, you've found something greater than her attention. You've found your standard. And once that standard is raised, nothing less will ever satisfy you again. So don't chase. Don't react. Don't explain, just build. Let her absence be the spark that wakes you up. Let your actions say what your words never could. Because this isn't about getting her back. It's about never being that version of you again. Now, speak out and comment below. I control my mind, no one else does. Number 3. Emotional detachment. Own your calm, break her control. Right now, every emotion feels like a storm. One moment you're angry, the next you're sad, then nostalgic, then bitter. You replay moments in your mind, analyze every word she said, every look she gave, and all of it pulls you into a trap. Because the more you feel, the more she controls. This is where most men collapse. They let their emotions drive their behavior. But Stoicism offers a different path. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't act based on those feelings. The truth is, she expects a reaction. She expects you to spiral, to chase, to crumble just enough that she can still feel in control. So when you go silent and indifferent, it throws her off. Your calm becomes a mirror, one that forces her to confront the absence of your validation. And that's where your power begins. In a world that rewards loud displays of heartbreak, detachment is magnetic. She'll feel your emotional distance more deeply than your words could ever communicate. But detachment doesn't come easy, it has to be trained. It starts with awareness. When the urge hits to stalk her profile, to overthink a memory, or to message her, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, does this move me forward or pull me backward? Then act in alignment with your higher self, not your temporary feelings. Channel that energy into something that affirms your value. A hard workout, a cold shower, deep focus on a project. Let these become rituals of recentering, reminders that you answer to your principles, not her reactions. The Stoics taught that we don't control events, only our response to them, and the most powerful response you can give is none. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you're numb. It means you're in command, you still feel, but those feelings pass through you, not overtake you. This unsettles her, because she was prepared to navigate your pain, but not your peace. The more stoic and calm you become, the more she questions her decision. She was counting on you to fall apart. She wasn't ready for your silence or your stillness. This calm is your edge. It tells the world and her that you are whole on your own. It signals that you've shifted from reactive to reflective, from desperate to deliberate. She may wonder, does he still care? But your answer is not in words. It's in your unshakable presence, in your refusal to give her the emotional grip she once had. Master your mind. Don't hand it to her wrapped in grief and longing. When you stop reacting, she stops controlling. And that is when everything begins to change. Now, comment below, I control my mind, no one else does. Number 4. Social proof. Let the world validate what she lost. After a breakup, it's natural to want her to see what she's missing. Most men fall into the trap of trying to show they're doing better, posting curated gym selfies, forced smiles with new people, or status updates designed to provoke curiosity. But this performance only reveals that you're still seeking her attention. A stoic man moves differently. He doesn't need to be seen, because true transformation can't be hidden for long. This is the essence of social proof. Let the world talk for you. Right now, you may feel invisible, like she moved on and the world kept spinning without you. But this is your opportunity, not to retaliate, but to rise. The people around you, friends, colleagues, even strangers, will start to notice when you begin showing up differently. You speak with more conviction, you train with more intensity, you carry yourself like a man with purpose, and that presence becomes magnetic. It draws attention from others, especially from women who sense strength without desperation. That's when social proof starts working for you, not against you. You don't have to announce your comeback, just be undeniable. Join spaces where high-value people operate, networks, communities, and events. Build new connections, level up socially, financially, physically, and intellectually. The goal isn't to make her jealous. It's to evolve into someone no one would want to lose, and when your growth is visible through others, it's 10 times more powerful. A friend's story featuring you smiling in a new city, a colleague's post about your achievement, a candid moment captured while you're focused, not posing. That's what shakes her world. The psychology behind this is simple. Humans are wired to value what others value. When she sees that you're respected, appreciated, and even desired by others, her brain triggers comparison. What did I give up? Why does he look happier? Who's that girl in the background? But by that point, you've already stopped caring whether she sees it or not. And that's the key: authentic indifference. Your worth is no longer attached to her gaze. This is not about rubbing anything in her face. It's about reclaiming your image, not for her, but for yourself. Let your progress echo through your environment. Let your silence be matched by motion. Let her hear about you through others, not from you. Because when you build yourself up without seeking her reaction, that reaction becomes inevitable and completely powerless over you. Now, speak out. I control my mind, no one else does. Number 5, the power shift, when needing nothing makes you everything. In the beginning, she held the upper hand. She chose to walk away. She believed she was trading you in for a better experience, excitement, certainty, or validation, and maybe you felt powerless, like she took something from you. But that imbalance only exists when you still care more than she does. The power shift happens the moment you stop looking back and start rising beyond her reach, not through words, but through transformation. Most men don't recognize when this shift begins. It's subtle. It starts when you no longer wait for her to message you, when you stop checking if she's online, when her name shows up, you don't feel that sting anymore. That's when your internal world shifts, when your emotions no longer orbit her decisions. The Stoics believed that freedom comes not from gaining control over others, but from releasing the need to. Once she no longer controls your attention, the dynamic reverses. You become scarce, not because you're playing games, but because you're genuinely evolving. You're no longer accessible emotionally, mentally, or even physically. You've elevated. Your goals are sharper, your focus is cleaner. You don't chase, because what you're building now doesn't leave time for fantasies. And this triggers something she never expected: regret. The man she thought she could replace has become irreplaceable, not because he changed for her, but because he discovered who he truly was. At this stage, your value doesn't need to be proven. It's felt. It's seen in your confidence, presence, and ability to walk through life without attachment. Women sense this. They sense when you've stopped trying. And when you stop needing her, you become the man she never thought you could be. The one who's above the approval she once withheld. That's real power, not arrogance, not revenge, just sovereignty. The psychological impact of this shift is brutal for her. The woman who once had emotional leverage now finds herself uncertain. She replays her own decisions. She questions her judgment. But you've already let go. Because true power isn't taking her back. It's not needing her return. You've crossed a line she can't follow. And that's what makes her rethink everything. Let go of the past. Let go of needing closure or justice or recognition. The moment you need nothing, you become everything. That's when the power shifts, and it never shifts back. Now, comment below, I control my mind, no one else does. Number 6. The return. When she reaches back, stay silent inside. It starts subtly, a random message, a reaction to your story, a vague, "How have you been?" Don't get it twisted. This isn't love returning, it's curiosity, it's control. She checks the temperature to see if you're still under her spell, and if you respond emotionally, eagerly, or with even a trace of hope, you hand that power right back to her. But if you respond from stillness, detached, brief, and calm, you flip the dynamic entirely. This is the test. The return isn't a gift. It's your moment to show her you've outgrown needing her validation. Right now, many men fail this test. They think her message is the green light to resume the relationship, but in reality, she's not looking to get back. She's looking to confirm that she still matters. And the moment you show you've been waiting, she wins. The Stoics would remind you here, don't be deceived by appearances. What seems like a connection is often a trap. If you haven't truly detached, you'll be pulled right back into the same pattern that broke you. So when she reaches out, be brief, cold but not cruel, calm but not available. Give no emotional weight to her message, no emoji, no drawn-out replies, just neutrality. And most importantly, don't ask her anything. Don't try to keep the conversation alive. That silence between her texts, let it stretch. You're not punishing her, you're just protecting yourself. You've built too much since she left to crumble at a simple, "Hey." This moment is psychological warfare, her ego versus your discipline. She feels it if you remain stoic and your energy is still turned inward and forward. The old version of you, needy, reactive, hoping, is gone. And the version she's now talking to doesn't chase, seek, or flinch. That rattles her. She's not reaching out for love, she's reaching out for reassurance. Your refusal to provide it makes her question everything. You don't win by ignoring her completely. You win by showing her she no longer controls your emotional weather. That's what leaves a lasting impression. That rewrites the story in her mind. Not that you were desperate, but that you evolved. So if the message comes, and it probably will, pause, breathe, and remember who you've become. This isn't your chance to get her back. It's your chance to prove to yourself that you don't need to. Now, speak out and comment below. I control my mind, no one else does. Number 7. The unavailable king, the man she can no longer reach. She once had easy access to you. Your attention, time, and emotions were all within reach, and that access gave her comfort, even after the breakup. But now things have changed. You're not ignoring her to get a reaction. You're unavailable because you're occupied with purpose, progress, and the man you're becoming. This is the rise of the unavailable king, the one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't pause his mission for anyone. You should be too busy becoming the kind of man who intimidates regret right now. Every hour you spend improving your discipline, building your body, sharpening your mind, and upgrading your circle sends a silent message. I don't have time for the past. The Stoics lived by this. They believed the wise man doesn't seek what he lacks, he amplifies what he already has. You're not missing anything. You're focused on building something greater. This kind of energy is rare, and it's magnetic. An emotionally stable, mentally focused, and spiritually anchored man draws attention without asking for it, especially from the one who once took him for granted. But now she can't reach you the way she used to. The warmth is gone, the softness is gone. Not because you're bitter, but because you've evolved past needing her approval. And in that distance, she feels something she never expected: longing. Your life should now be filled with things that move you forward, deep conversations, intense training, meaningful projects, and new environments. When she checks in, because she will, she finds a man surrounded by value, living with intensity, unavailable in every way that once fed her ego. She doesn't get access to your thoughts. She doesn't get updates on your journey. She gets silence, and that silence speaks louder than any comeback ever could. Psychologically, this is devastating to her sense of control. She was the one who ended it, but now she feels left behind. The man she assumed would wait has become a man she can't reach, and the more she realizes that, the more she regrets letting go. But here's the key. You don't open the door again. You're not punishing her. You've simply outgrown her. A king doesn't step down from his throne to prove a point. He lets the world rise or fall around him. Keep moving, keep building. Let her reach for a man who no longer stands still, because the version of you she once knew is gone, and what stands in his place is untouchable. Now, comment below, I control my mind, no one else does. Number 8. The inevitable choice. She'll regret it, but you won't need her. There will come a day when she looks back, her world quiets down, and the attention fades when the high of leaving wears off. And in that silence, she'll remember you, not just the version she left, but the one you became after she walked away. And as much as she might hate to admit it, the contrast will be undeniable. That's the moment of the inevitable choice, when regret crashes down on her and you no longer care. Right now, you're not there yet. You still feel the sting, the injustice, the ache of being replaced. But that feeling is temporary. What's permanent is the work you put in, the habits you build, the strength you gain. The confidence grows not from rebounding distractions or shallow praise, but from your unshakable foundation. The Stoics called it eudaimonia, a life of excellence. You're not chasing peace, you're creating it. She thought she could leave and your world would stop spinning, but instead it spun faster. You became smarter, stronger, and more grounded. You stopped reacting, stopped watching, stopped caring. And when she finally realizes what she gave up, it will hit her all at once. She is no longer part of your story. And that story has become legendary. The beauty of this step is that you don't even have to say anything. The regret happens naturally. She sees you glowing, and worse, she sees it's not for her. You've become a man who's admired, respected, and wanted, but by then, you're beyond reach. Not out of cruelty, but clarity. Because the man she remembers isn't the man you are now, and the man you are now doesn't look back. Psychologically, this creates a deep discomfort in her. The narrative she told herself, that you weren't good enough, that she made the right choice, crumbles. But by the time she realizes that, you've stopped needing any kind of recognition. You don't need her apology, you don't need her regret. Your win isn't in her regret, it's in your growth. You don't get closure by hearing, "I made a mistake." You get closure when you wake up one day and realize you haven't thought about her in weeks, and it feels good. That's the real victory. Not that she regrets losing you, but that you no longer need her to. Now speak out and comment below. I control my mind, no one else does. Number 9. The ultimate revenge is mastery. Rise beyond the need to win. A voice in your head whispers one day she'll regret this, and it's natural. We've all imagined that moment, her seeing you stronger, more successful, happier. But here's the truth, if that moment is your goal, she still owns you. The desire to make her regret is just another form of attachment. And Stoicism teaches the opposite. The real revenge isn't her regret, it's your freedom. When you no longer care whether she looks back, you've won. When your life becomes so full, sharp, and focused that the past has no grip on you, you've achieved mastery. Right now, there's still a part of you that wants closure, that wants her to notice. But mastery means walking away, not with bitterness, but with balance. It means becoming so disciplined, so centered, that your happiness can't be shaken by anything or anyone outside of you. You're not angry, You're just done. That's what makes it powerful. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In your case, it means not needing validation, not needing her acknowledgement, and not needing to prove anything. Start by locking in your habits. Own your mornings. Dominate your routines. Channel your energy into things that make you unshakable. Your body, business, and mind. Not to distract yourself, not to perform, but to master yourself. Mastery is when discipline becomes an identity. When you do what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. It's when her name doesn't interrupt your focus anymore. When her memory doesn't bend your emotions. You're not cold, you're controlled. And she will feel this even from a distance. The version of you who once sought answers is now building outcomes. The one who once overthought is now overachieving. The one who once begged for attention now commands respect. Silently. That's what unsettles her. Not your words, not your presence. But there is no need for her approval. This is the full circle. You don't need her to regret it. You don't need her to reach out. You've won the moment. Your peace no longer depends on her reaction. That's the ultimate revenge. Indifference born from inner strength. Let others chase validation. You'll chase virtue. Let others seek to prove something. You'll become someone who needs no proof. The prize was never her. The prize was you, the man you are now, the man who rose, not to impress, but to own himself completely. And that version of you, unstoppable. Now, speak out and comment below. I control my mind, no one else does. You started off heartbroken, questioning your worth, unsure of what comes next. But now you see, her regret is not your goal, your growth is. And in that growth, the regret comes naturally. She didn't take anything from you. She gave you the fire to become more. If you're ready to keep becoming the man you were meant to be, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am unstoppable. Keep rising, keep building. The future belongs to the man who refuses to stay broken.